Okay, hi everyone, welcome back. So if there was any video you didn't want to miss, it's this one. I don't know. That's what it is. Let's get into it. Where are we at? There we go. This is where we left off, yeah. So we're getting there. We have a few things we need to look at though, right? We need to bring in our creative type. We need to bring in our buttons. Now, when I say we need to,
You're not sharing screen, Mitch.
oh shit, thanks Justin. Son of a bitch. What? Soon. We'll do it at the end, baby. Okay?
Are you on a call?
Yeah, I'm on my Zoom with my class.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, we're sharing. We're recording. Everyone's good. I'll call you guys.
Okay.
Okay. My girls are excited to do the Angry Bird Battle Dome. Who isn't really? So my money's on Baby Bird, just saying. Right. Okay, so what are we doing? Shared screen. You guys can all see this, yeah? Okay. Registration marks, we just went over that, right? We've got our background. We've got important information here, right? You could, of course, go in and get rid of that if you want. Keep in mind, I did lock this down, right? That being said, don't worry about it. Remember, we double clicked on it and we made do not print. So this whole layer will not print. So we're golden, okay? Just kind of call that out for you. All right, sorry. So back at it. We've got guides, we've got guides. We've got our overall bleed, which is fantastic. If you want to get rid of the stroke color on that, go for it. Don't need it, okay? There we go, that looks nice, okay? And you're ready? Let's open up our buttons and let's open up our creative type. So if you can do that now for me, okay? I've got a few things here. I've got my, I'm gonna take a step back, project 3, okay? And I've got my final completed. Am I working? Where did my files go? Oh, supporting, sorry. That'd be why I put in my supporting folder, right? Sorry, so you have your type and you have your buttons. So let's go ahead and open these up, okay? So we should have something that looks like that. So navigate through, find your final upload. Maybe you're currently working on this. If that's the case, no stress. Come back to this video, okay? And you can watch it and then just get these guys in. We should all have this one ready though, right? Good. So open up your type, open up your buttons. If you're like, dude, I'm not ready for my buttons, don't stress, okay? You can omit this part of the project for now, okay? But come back to this. Let's start here though. We've got our 3-button pack, right? You've got your creative type that you handed in. So what I would like you all to do now, open up your creative type if you could, okay? You'll notice I happen to have my, I called it out as a 3-pack collectible buttons. This is something that I will need on your assignment as per the instructions. The instructions call out that I would like you to have something to call out what this is, right? So I called it collectible buttons. You guys can call it just buttons. You guys can call it 2 buttons in a mirror. You guys can, right? Whatever you'd like to do. Pocket mirror with buttons and utility button pack or buttons for Nana, or don't really care, but we need to obviously call out what it is. The important part about packaging is that we know, yes, it's clear that they're buttons, maybe. They could be flip things that you play with pogs, right? Who knows? Maybe they're pogs and they're not, right? So we need to be clear on what it is. Okay. I went in and I copied my type. So go ahead, grab your creative type. Let's open it up, okay? One thing you may want to do, Command Shift O. So what I did there, you'll notice, is I selected on all, and we know Command Shift O is create outlines. So I'm going to go ahead and create outlines before I bring in any of my copy, okay? You'll notice mine actually were open-ended strokes. This is wrong. If you have open-ended strokes like this, I'd highly recommend we convert these to outlines, right? So if you do have things like that, right? Mine was not ready for print, okay? I would select on all, path, outline, stroke, and we've done that quite a few times. So outline, stroke, hey, now we're getting there, okay? So if you have any open-ended, we don't leave open-ended paths. Now my stroke that I created a custom type. My gourds was in just stroke form. It's a custom font, obviously. Maybe one day I'll get to creating my own, but not right now. Okay, 3-pack is now converted to outlines. If you want to do something quick, you can just select on all, Command-Shift-O, convert to outlines, object, path, outline, stroke, right? And that will go ahead and do it to everything, right? Before we go in and do so, okay? But just have a look at it. Don't do things like, I want you to be aware of what we're doing. Don't just, yeah, anyway, we're good, we're good. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna bring in my monster type, okay? So there we go. I've got monster type, yeah? So, good to get organized. New layer, okay? And I'm gonna call this out. Oh, not headline tie with a bracket. PE, yeah? Good. So we have headline type. Good. Let's select on the headline type. And what I'd like you to do is move that up into that layer. Fantastic. Right? Perfect. Now, we can have some fun. And hopefully we're at this stage. Yes? Are we all following along? You guys have your creative type now brought in? Give you a sec. Please do that. Copy, paste it in. Remember, do not bring in an image. Do not place an AI file. Do not place a PDF file. If it's vector, keep it in vector. There's zero reason that you'd want to bring in a vector file from Illustrator, make it an image, right? It just doesn't make any sense. You already have it in vector. Leave it in vector. If you do a Command Y for a second and you find that you have your logo looks like this when you go to outline mode, if that's what your logo looks like with an X through it, copy and paste it in. Don't place it in, okay? Because this is telling you that it's an image from an actual vector file, which is not necessary. I just want to stress that, okay? Of course, you can bring in images like we've done for our JPEGs and stuff, for our sketches and all that fun stuff. But in this file, remember, this is our submission file. We're not going to really need to bring in images here. This is a vector course. I want everything to be done, at least for our submissions, right, with vector in it. When we get to branding, we're going to be working with images quite a bit in Illustrator and how we can utilize that. But for now, we're not there. So we'll just rock and roll.
Mitch, sorry, I have a question.
Sure.
When I go to open my type file in Illustrator, it says it cannot find the linked file until asks me to choose and replace.
Yeah, that's your sketch, Amanda.
Okay.
So go ahead. You're good. Go ahead and say okay.
It says replace, ignore, or cancel.
So ignore.
Okay.
Yeah, so what happened was you accidentally didn't, remember we looked at embedding our sketches?
Oh, I didn't embed this. Oh, whoops. Okay.
That's all good. So yeah, if that does happen to anyone, no stress. You've already used it to get to the final portion, right? So you shouldn't need it anymore. You probably had it on your desktop. I do that all the time, screenshot desktop and then embed. And maybe you cleaned up, yeah, you maybe have cleaned up your desktop since, right? And so it's missing.
Oh my God, I thought I just lost it. Okay, thank you.
No problem. So no stress, we're good. So that being said, everyone, go in, grab your type, Command G, okay? So we want to group it, and that way, no matter where you grab it from, and I'm in outline mode just to kind of show you, right? I just click on it with my black arrow, and when I move it, everything moves together. Perfect. Let me Command Y again. I'll give you guys all a few minutes or a minute. Let's go in and place. Okay, remember live area is the inside line. Yes? Remember that's set at about 0.1, or I think we did 0.2, didn't we? So almost a quarter of an inch. Remember, I talk about this as being your matting, right? So when it gets trimmed, we want to have a nice, beautiful mat around the outside, okay? So just keep it in mind. As mentioned, keep a look at that eyelet. Don't do something like this. That would be silly, right? We know that we're going to cut out where the eyelet is. This would be bad. Yes, we can all see why. Okay, so do not put anything that is of importance in this area. Okay, exactly what live area is about. I'm not going to put live area around the eyelet. You could, in theory, you know, I guess, but I think we know, just stay away from that. Yeah, and it doesn't mean you can't design around it. In my case, if I wanted to do a vine, cool. You're more than welcome or happy or whatever you want to do. You're more than welcome to do something like this, right? With our stroke. We can, of course, will expand the stroke when we're ready. But something like this, if I were to make a vine, because I have gourds, there we go, right? That is totally acceptable, right? And of course, what I would then do is go do something like this, right? Right? You guys get the idea. This is where you guys are going to have fun with this and decide what you want your package to look like, okay? But what I'm getting at is that's okay to do because we know it's going to be cut out, but it's kind of neat because it's not an integral part of the overall info or communication piece that we need to come through. Sound good? Okay, so what do we got? We've got our copy, yes? I've maxed it out from point to point, so it can't get any, I'd say don't get any bigger than what we have in the length here. I guess if you need to max it out, you can go a little bit bigger, but I would just be aware, just again, just be careful with that. Of course, we want it to contrast, right? So I definitely wouldn't go in and do something, right? Sorry, I wouldn't go in and do something like this, as we know. Oh my goodness, silly, right? I know it's a different color brown, but yeah, just make sure whatever color you make it, things are popping, everything's, yeah, twerking and looking good, okay? So we now have a few things we need to look at. We've got hands, yeah? Or clouds, or a bush, or vines, or I don't know. Be creative. What is your buttons? What's the theme? What, right? Everything should be themed together, right? It's all going to come together. So what are we going to do with these hands? That's kind of an important step and to kind of think about that, okay? Now, for now, though, what we may do is these, as you guys know, were part of your die layer, okay? And you have buttons that are over here, okay, that we can bring in. And maybe that's where we'll go next, okay? So this is kind of interesting though, because, and we'll look at this in a second. If you want to open up the 3 buttons, whether it be here or if you want to go back into project 2 and maybe you're still working on them, I think it's good practice that we do it together and then you guys can do it again when you get into your yeah, your other one. So I have my working monster buttons, right? These ones here that you guys should be working through. And you can do it from there if you want. It's totally fine. Okay. Now where was I? Oh, I did Command O, right? Open and test. There we go. Remember this one? So you guys can work from this if you'd like and bring them over, okay? Or you guys can open up this one right here and work from there if you've already submitted your buttons. It's up to you. I probably would say maybe go from here because you know this is your absolute final. Maybe you did make a tweak or two on this final one. I'm hoping that you didn't, but it's all good. You may have. Not that it really matters. So I'm going to go here. And what I'm going to do is I happen to have everything locked. Okay. So we want to make sure that everything is unlocked with our buttons. Okay. You'll notice my button here, button info, I had locked. I'm going to unlock that. Okay. Just so that I can grab the buttons here. 1, 2, right? 3. I'm going to grab those like so. You'll notice I have large button, small button 2, right? As per, right? I think, yeah. I'm going to Command C. Command V. All right. So there we go. Now, not sure what we all did. Everyone was different, yeah? And how we went about this, meaning, did we fill this, color it, right? Did we do something like that? Yes, or maybe we didn't. Maybe we left it in white because we wanted it really clean and we just wanted to do something like that. You'll notice what I'm doing here is I'm filling it in, right? And just sending it to the back because this was our bleed, right? That we could utilize. We did that last video, last class, okay? So whatever you may have here, check this out. I just wanted to call this out. If you grab this button right now and you put it over top, and remember this is a mirror, but a button, mirror button. And if I put that over top like so, check it out. Now, does anyone know why the actual dotted line is smaller than the outside perimeter? Not only is it smaller than the outside perimeter, but check it out, it's actually larger than the red color. Does anyone have any idea as to why that may be? You guys are like, dude, I'm not gonna unmute.
Oh, well, isn't it because it's where the button will bolt into the metal?
Amazing, Carrie, yes. The blue is where the finished rounded button, this is your finished size. Okay, everyone? So this, remember, is the face of your button. This is the overall wraparound that's going to be in. So keep in mind, this basically is in between the two because it's going to wrap and you're only going to see half of it. Make sense? Sound good? That being said, right, this really is more the line that I would suggest you may want to utilize for your button. Meaning, okay, a few things. Question 1, maybe. Well, Mitch, do I need to place my buttons in here virtually? Meaning, like, do I need this on my package? No, it's not part of the overall package design, okay? You can, because in theory, I would suggest, because you guys are an interesting group, meaning you can or can't, or you can or decide not to get printouts, yeah? If you choose, you're like, dude, Mitch, I got no time for this. I don't need a printed sample. I don't care about a printed sample. I just don't have time. Then no stress. Then don't get a printed sample, okay? If you've already decided that, you know what, I don't want a printed sample, I would highly recommend that you place these here in position, because that way at least we'll have a visual representation of what it will look like. Does that make sense? If you're like, dude man, I'm so getting it cut out, dude man, good. Then we're going to print buttons. We're going to assemble buttons. We're going to give you a package. You're going to slip the mirror in and you're going to attach the buttons to the back of those two eyelets. Any questions about that? So what we can do is I'm going to go through the process and pretend like you are one of the latter and that you're kind of like, dude, I don't have time for this shit. I'm going to just go. Okay. I don't need to see my buttons done up, and full respect. I have no issue with that. Okay. If you're like, no, Mitch, I cannot get there, or I don't, it's all good. It's totally your call. Leads me to this though, quickly. Right here. Yeah. we didn't look at this. These are your optional printouts. Okay, so I'll just take a second here and just discuss this. Your monster buttons, of course, is a necessity. I need you to upload that. Your major project, your last upload, a necessity. I need you to upload that, right? These are, as called out, optional, okay? You do not need to submit this. I think I have like 3 submissions for your Angry Bird sticker, okay? If you still want to get an Angry Bird sticker done, awesome. Watch this video. It walks you step by step. If you have time, I may suggest you bookmark this video, okay? Maybe you'll have time in the coming semester where you're like, dude, and I don't want, okay, I want to make sure I'm clear on this. I don't want you to regret something, okay? No one likes, and I say regret, oh my goodness, it's not that solid a deal, but I don't want you to get into next semester and go, shit, man, I really wanted my Angry Bird. Why did I not print that out? Okay? Bookmark this video. Come back to this video in September. I don't care when you come back to the video. Okay? Email me your button. I will get you a printout. Sound good? So what I'm getting at is if you have too much on your plate, you're like, I can't even look at this, Mitch. Are you kidding me? Put it aside. Make a note in your calendar. Say, when I've got time and I want to practice some vector, you can come back and you can do this at any time between now and shit, man. I don't even care if you give it to me like December next year. I'm hoping you'll have decided if you want to submit something by then. And I probably have a date to print them out. So let's make it September would be good because I'm going to get them to Steve. He's going to print them. You guys will get copies of your Angry Bird. We'll also get copies of your button. You'll also get a copy of your printed slip if you so choose. They are optional, okay? For these monster packages, I may do up just one video and put it in here. This video really is to call out and how to submit it. But yeah, right? I think at the end of the day, as long as you guys submit it as we're going to submit it at the end of the day, you'll have everything you need. Did I mention how important these reg marks were? That was really the most important part. So long story short, holy heck, let's get in. And what I'd like to do, you ready? Do this with me. Grab that button. I'm going to grab this button right here, and I'm going to just drag it over here, okay? And then what I can do is maybe I'll grab these small buttons as well, okay? And I can drag those and bring them over here.
Hey, Mitch,
Yeah.
when we're submitting this, do we have to turn the guides back into like those magenta lines so it knows where to cut?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, Mike, remember there's no, I kind of talked about the cut contour. You don't need to put a cut contour on this one.
Okay.
Because these registration marks are going to be what the ESCO table reads and then cuts.
Okay.
Yeah. So unlike I mentioned, unlike the Angry Bird where everyone has a custom line that needs to be followed, this is going to be a predetermined cut that's already in the system. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. I must have spaced on that.
Oh, that's okay. I talk a lot in 3 hours. So I respect that. But yeah, this is again where this outer line is where the ESCO table is going to read. And we could have left it in magenta, of course. But at the end of the day, I made it a guide because it's there. And yeah, just more so. Okay. So what are we doing here? So in theory, we could do something like this where I grab the button, right? And I select on this guy. Remember we used a line 2 key object and then I went here, selected, and then I went center and center. Remember I did that in the last video? And that in theory will center your button. Now remember that's going to take this though, and it's too big, which we don't want. It's also going to take this though, that I don't want. This is closer to what we want. Right? Notice what I'm doing here, everyone, is this is the outline of where it is. You may decide to get rid of that altogether and do something simple like so. So you notice how I did that? all I did was I did my align key object using that as my center, okay? And then I just place that, oh, sorry, let me take a step back. And then I just place that to center it with that line. Do you need to use the exact same background, etc., that you maybe utilized for your button? No, that's okay. You guys can change them up if you'd like. I have no problem with that. Maybe you get into your package and you find, oh, dude, I used this like blue color for the button. And then you're finding, dude, like right now I'm looking at that going, why the heck did I use that blue color? It doesn't really match anything in my package or my custom type, right? So that might be one of those tweaks that you make after you get into your packaging, where you're like, of course I wanted you to give that some thought before you design the button. But sometimes we don't think about this stuff until you get it into the whole, like, right? The whole is made up of some separate parts. And sometimes we don't look at that whole until we get into it, you know, and then kind of go, oopsie, shit, right? So hopefully that makes sense. Yes, Tom, please don't import and don't place. Just open up those buttons and open up that type as a separate Illustrator file. Command C, Command V. Okay, everyone? Extremely important because we don't want to paste or import vector that's already in vector. Yeah, cool. So is that okay for everyone? That, in all fairness, guy, like everybody, that is in essence what we need to do. For that, I'm going to do this again. I'm going to do this one more time. I'm going to keep mine simple, but if you do have something, this is kind of interesting. Let me show you. Remember we looked at this. Let me just do this quickly because some of us may have something like this going on, right? And remember we looked at this at the final of last Monday when we did this, and I said, maybe you have circles like this in your button, right? Now, if you do have something like this going on, this is going to be interesting. So let's just pretend like this is what I have. So what we did, I brought in my button, yeah? And we went in last week and we kind of just used Shape Builder, right? Command or Shift M. And all I did there was I hit my option. And remember, I just got rid of these pieces. That was Shift M and then option, so minus. So there we go. I've got these pieces that are built in. And this is nice done. This is nice, right? But if we utilize that button here, and let's try that together, right? And if I go here, right, align to key object, and I select, align to key object. Now, first off, look what happens. Oopsie, right? You need to group those pieces in the button. So that's number one. Go back, Command G, then grab move. Awesome. One piece, ready to rock. Yeah. Now let's try that again. Key object, select, center, center. Oopsie. Okay. You'll notice, remember, this is where the cutout is going to be. These lines, yeah? This is not working, okay? I guess at the end of the day, you could, in theory, print it like this and have it cut like this. It is not optimal, though, is it? People are going to look at this and go, why? What the heck is going on here? Your button is going to sit in this dotted line here, right? So why, and right, for heaven forbid, why would we do something like this? It makes no sense. Yes? If you do have something like this, it maybe require a bit of finesse and a bit of work, right? Because we in fact want to use this as our main button line. Does that make sense to everyone? So what I've done here is just to clarify, if you do have a button like this, we're going to basically just need to bring it in. Sorry, let me take a step back here for a sec. And let me do this one more time. I just wanted to pull it away because I find that, right, when you're dealing with all this overlapping stuff, it can get a little confusing, right? Now, we can, in fact, utilize this line, right? And what I can then do is grab this main button. You ready? Option, shift, and notice I'm bringing down. Yeah? Cool. This will work, but it's not a really solid, it's not as accurate a representation because your button is going to be a different size, or the mirror in this case. Your mirror will look like that. The one underneath your mirror will look like that. Make sense? So in theory, what we want to do is actually use this as our crop or as our line. Yes? Makes sense to everyone? And so you can give this a try if you'd like. And maybe if you go here and we hide everything just to kind of make sense of it all, right? We've got that and we got this. This is where I may drag and pull that over away and do the work on a separate, as mentioned, because it does get a little confusing with all those lines. So I may suggest you do something like this instead. Grab it, make a copy of it. Okay. So now we have that. We have this as our final trim. Yeah. And this is our main button. We know that we need some work to be done on this, right? Another thing that you, oh my goodness, there's so many ways to go about this, and I want you to have fun with it. I want you to do whatever you want to do with it. Anyway, so let's do this. You ready? Let's go in. I'm going to use this as my main because this is going to be what in fact is the shape or the size of my button. Okay. I may go in and actually get rid of those dotted lines, right? Because I don't need them to be dotted. Okay. It is on the die line layer, right? And we will turn it off actually before we print because we won't want that layer either. And probably make that a no print layer. Anyway, but if I get rid of my stroke, so I just selected that, select on the circle, go into stroke. I got rid of the stroke for now. So dash line was on. Sorry, not got rid of the stroke. I just got rid of my dash line, okay? And that just gives me a solid blue, right? Now if I hit, right? Sorry, if I just hit a, let me undo for a sec. There we go, solid line, right? Now if I go and, I did notice that this circle actually, it's not connected, I don't believe. Yes, right here. So good practice. I found this out after the fact, I do apologize. So this is not optimal either, is it? And so what we can do is, I would like you to try this with me. Hey, good practice. With this line, select on the blue outline and hit Command J. You guys are like, Command J? Yes, Command J is join. So check it out. You've now connected that circle. Okay, so it's completed, which is amazing. So kind of a good rule of thumb, if that ever happens. I did happen to know that that was like that, so I thought, why not take a second and fix it for you. As mentioned, I'm hoping we're working with our button, even to practice, even if this isn't the final one that you want to do, at least follow along with me because that way you can, right, we'll be able to do this for our final. So I have these, I have a group button and I have this final, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to select on both of those, okay? For now, I'm just going to do a center and a center like that, okay? Now, if you do Command Shift hard bracket left, send to back, you notice I now have that. And really it depends, check this out. Let's make sure that we know what layer we're on because maybe you did a Command Shift hard bracket left and found that this still looks like that and you can't see that blue finish line, right? So that's important to know. You know what? We're gonna do that in 1 second. Let's do this because it's required. I would like to see this anyway. Go on in and let's create some layers, okay? As mentioned, I'm gonna call this out as large mirror. And then we're gonna do this as left button. Oops. Oh my God. Oh my God. Left and right, yeah? Why can I not spell today? Not bottom. There we go. So I call this out left and right, okay? And then I have large mirror. So just create 3 layers if you could with me. And if you're like, dude, I've not been following along, no problem. Then just do it now. Get 3 layers created, okay? This will at least make sure that your template's ready to rock and roll, okay? So 3 layers are created. Large mirror, left, right, okay? And you can say it's small, small, whatever you'd like, okay? Now, let's get organized, okay? I know that I've got my large, I've got my small and small. Check it out. When I brought them over, they weren't grouped. Oopsie. So make sure that that is something that we do. So I'm going to go in. I'm just going to select on this guy. Okay. You can do a Command G for now. Select on this guy, Command G for now. Just get them select, just get them nicely grouped. So marquee select, Command G, marquee select, Command G. You'll notice when we copy and pasted it over, all 3 of our buttons went on to whatever layer you were on. So mine happened to be on die line. Yours maybe was on background or headline. Maybe you were on image, hands, and reg. Okay. So wherever your red button or wherever this little dot is telling you, that's where we want to obviously begin. So not everyone's going to be the same is what I'm getting at. So there we go. Oh, Discord's popping. So there we go. We've got large button. Let's move that up into the large button. And in this case, large mirror. Nice. Okay. I also know that this, I want to be my large mirror. So I'm going to take this and move that into the proper layer as well. Oh yeah, that's beauty, right? So now I've got the finished and I've got the button. Nice. Let's do the same thing over here. You ready? I want you to grab these 2 outer circles right here, okay? Option, click and drag. And let's move those over here. Good? You can do them one at a time if you want. Grab them, move them over. Grab, move it over, okay? Now, what I'd like you to do is let's take this, okay? You can move it closer if you want, don't matter. Let's grab those, move that into left, okay? Grab that, move that into right. Amazing. Ooh, I like the black. That's cool. Really stands out. Okay, so we've got large mirror, left button, right button. Oh, fantastic. But we're getting organized, right? I know quite a few layers, but it's all good, right? These are necessary for sure. Okay, and then we of course have our hands and then reg marks that are there. Now, this die line that's here, sorry, this die line that's here, this does not need to print, right? Really, there's nothing in here that needs to be printed. Okay, let's do that together. You ready? Let's try it one more time. Double click on the die line. I want you to turn that off, print. As mentioned, what you're going to notice is it's going to go to italics, die line. That's amazing. And now that also, when you print a PDF, everybody, if you had these turned on and you make it a PDF, this will not go into your PDF and this will not go into your PDF. So when you do this as a PDF, don't get startled and don't go, oh no, it's just lost. I will be able to see it when I open it in Illustrator. So I want to kind of make sure that you're all aware of that. Okay, keep in mind this is a PDF in Illustrator. I'm going to open it, check out your layers, make sure we've done everything as per, right? Make sure all these layers are set up well. That being said, if you don't want these button layers, you do not, I know it calls it on the instructions, but you again maybe want to get printouts, and I'm not going to make you print this on your package because you may want to do something else on your package here. Does that make sense? Okay. Anyway, I thought I would just give that a shout out. So sorry, let me just go back. I'm going to hide that. Okay. We will leave our die line turned on for now. Okay. All right. Sorry. Are there any questions? Is everyone like thoroughly confused now? Does that make sense? And it's okay if you're like, Yeah, dude, I don't get what the hell is going on. No, nothing to be ashamed of. I'm just saying. Good. So I'm glad. I'm happy. And unless you're just not telling me, and then, well, that happens. I'm going to do this. Try this with me. You ready? I love these little demos because we get to practice skills that, right? Even though we're just setting up templates, you get to practice skills that we've learned, right? Do this with me. Hit the tab key and hide everything. I want you to practice with this. Yeah. I want you to practice short keys is what I'm getting at. Hit command, black arrow. Yeah. And I want you to select on this guy. So marquee select on that circle. Shift, select on that second circle. Okay. Good. Hit the I key. Beautiful. Eyedropper. Yes? Neat. Select. So what I did there is instead of going into my frickin' stroke and removing dash line, like why do that 2 more times? That's a pain in the arse, yeah? Utilize that stroke. We'll just eyedrop and we will make it look just like so. Nice, okay? Happy, happy? We're all good. Now, next step, if I was working, say again, with this button and this is my overall that I need to get to. First step that I would do, you ready? Maybe you're working with your button, which would be amazing. If you're like, dude, I'm not there yet. Again, hopefully you even just grabbed one of your buttons and we're kind of practicing the overall process. Let's go ahead and grab the button. I'm gonna do a command shift G, we know is ungroup. Or you can object ungroup, right? So command shift G. Now, let's do this. Get rid of this red line, don't need it. That's garbage, okay? Command. Now, here is where I might say you can get rid of that, but maybe not. Maybe I will still utilize that, that line, okay? This is where you may want to make an adjustment to the button overall, because what we're going to do is we're going to bring this button over here, right? To make sure that this lines up with this. And then we're going to utilize this line as our overall. And notice how it trims it out a little bit, right? Which is great because this is actually how it's going to look once it's a button. Cool? So that being said, I know I ungrouped. I got rid of that red line. Okay, let me take a step back. If you're like, dude, I don't want to ungroup, you don't need to. Are you ready? Try this. Hit the A key. The A key is your direct selection tool, as we know. The A key, even if you're grouped, will allow you to select objects, right? As we know. Isn't that cool? So even though this is a grouped object, if I went back to my black arrow, check it out. It's still grouped. If I go to the A key, check it out. I can move shit around. Cool, eh? V key. Oh, it is still grouped. Shit. Neat, eh? So keep that in mind. If you want to make quick edits inside a group, you can, of course, hit the A key and do so. Another thing we can do, even if you have the V key or your black arrow on, double click isolation mode. And in isolation mode, just like using the white arrow, it will allow you to go in and do these things like so. Double click on the artboard and it's still grouped. Neat, eh? So 2 ways that you can go about getting into without actually ungrouping. Sound good? Anyway, so let's do this. Let's double click on the black line. Click and delete. There we go. As mentioned, another way you could do it was with the A key, and then you can go in and delete. Now, if you use your A key, the only problem with the A key is if I select and hit delete, you guys may know that it's going to delete just that line segment that I had selected. See that? So it won't delete the whole thing. So with the white arrow, if you select, you need to hit delete twice. Delete, delete. Sound good? You guys are like, oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, so this is size as and kind of what I want it to be. So let's do this. I'm going to select on these guys. This is grouped still. Shift, select on that. I'm going to center and I'm going to center. Now with that on, I had center aligned to key object. It did not matter which one I had on there for this one. just don't have artboard, right? Either selection or key object, don't care. I can make that selection appear at the top, don't matter, right? Because at the end of the day, whether it be the selection or key object, I'm utilizing it away from my template just to get a specific size, okay? Whoo, doggy, man, mamma mia. So it's at this time that you can make a decision on what you want to do, okay? I would highly recommend not to just shrink it like I showed you before. Yes, that's an option, but this will be smaller than the actual button itself, yeah? You can, in fact, you ready? Try this. Select on the perimeter, shift, select on the main button. You ready? Let's try this. Shift M. Now, notice we just did this, but check out how I can quickly go in and remove elements from the outside. How freaking cool. I love my shape builder. Isn't that freaking awesome? So what we can now do is hold Option down. Click, 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 click. Option held down is my best friend, and I like to get rid of shit I don't need. Whew. Just cleaned it up. Now, some other things you may have are things like that. Amazing. Option. Click. Done. That's it, everyone. You officially did a quick clip on that. Make sense? Shift M, best friend. Yeah? What a beautiful way to do that. Okay? There's another way you can go about it. It's masking. I don't want to get it. You guys will get into masking shortly, I'm sure. But Command 7 is another way to do it if you want to give that a try. Select on that. Now, Command 7 is basically a clipping mask in Photoshop. Command 7, check it out. Neat, eh? The thing with this is it does it just like Photoshop. It will take the object above, or in Photoshop, your marching ants, right? So it'll take the object above. Try that again. Command 7, or right click, make clipping mask. Isn't that neat? So that way it will allow you to make an overall clip like so. Cool, eh? You can always undo clipping mask, right click, release. So it's non-destructive. See that? So now it comes back and we have that to work with. So it can be really beneficial as we know the benefits of using a clipping mask. Check this out. If I go into isolation mode, oh yeah, coming at you. Oh, I love this. Oh, I love this preview now. Isn't that so cool? You can like create animations and yeah, anyway, you guys are like, yeah, okay. To release a clipping mask, Command Option 7. Oh, shoot. I think it is. What? Oh, I can't do it because I have that short key is actually used for something else. Although I don't have Camtasia open. What the heck? Command. Anyway, I'm going to right click and you guys can release clipping mask. Oh, sorry. I'm in isolation mode. There it is. Command Option 7. Okay, is release. Command 7 is make. If you're like, dude, I'm not going to use that. That's fine. Do it this way. But I could do Command 7. That would clip it, and then you could use that. Okay? You still have that added pieces that are left, but you know what? This is okay. It will print fine like this. It is always best that we clip it, okay, and do it like we did there with Command Shift M. Okay? Option, click, click. You guys get the idea. Do it one more time to show you. And again, this is a beautiful benefit because it will leave everything size as. Your button then will look exactly as per the button that will be on the actual package. Okay. You may want to get rid of this blue line at this time. I don't need that. Okay. Get rid of it. And then we can try our, right? This is still grouped. If you guys want to try this with me, Command U. We know that that's our smart guide, right? And I can go here if I want to do a Command Y, right? And what I'm going to do here is I deselected on everything for a second, guys. Sorry, everyone. And I'm going to go here and I'm going to just go here where it says path or anchor. And I'm just going to go like this and it should snap to for you, hopefully, and put it in place like so. Sound good? Command Y for a second, have a look at it. And you now have your main mirror button ready to rock and roll, okay? That is placed, but we have some design stuff to do, don't we? We've got some hands that I want you to work in. Maybe at this time is where I may do something like this. I may eye drop these hands. See that? So by eye dropping the hands, you may want to make this a different color to kind of call it out for now. You can go in and change it. But that's a really important piece, okay? I can't stress enough how important those hands are, okay? Now, you probably don't want to have these red lines though on your design, right? So as mentioned, that's where what I did here, eye drop, that'll cut. Look at this. Oopsie doopsie poopsie. What do we got going on here? This is a no-no. What you'll find is this is the cut line, yes? Look what's happening. If I were to go with this cut line, what's gonna happen is this is gonna print to the outside of my package. This is not optimal, is it? Okay, so you'll notice I'm actually made it a little difficult on myself because now that it's placed, I'm gonna have to move this stuff into the hand, if that makes sense. So once you've got this placed, everybody, have a look at it, okay? And make sure that this circle that's here does not extend past your fingers, okay? If you need to come back to this video, as mentioned before, like before you submit, please do. I may do a separate video just for submission and go over this really quick, but this is kind of we know this is a no-no, okay? I'm going to pretend, again, some of us may have done, I'm hoping there shouldn't be a whole lot of graphics and so on, but you never know. Some of us maybe, you know, had a lot of fun with this. I may go in and delete all of those, like if you have little tiny pieces that were built into that button, like non-essentials, I would get rid of them and make it clean like that, okay? I do like the stroke on it though, because it's kind of neat. It's gonna end right where that line, that cut line is, which is kind of cool. But I do not like this. This is a mess, okay? You ready? Let's clean it up. I want you to go to the P key. Yes, so go ahead and hit the P key for me. And what I'd like you all to do is let's go in and we're gonna add a node, like so. See this? So first off, let's take a step back. Hit the A key for me. With the A key on, click on this guy, okay? Good. Now, we know that we've got, and actually, check this out. We've got some added stuff here going on, don't we? From, oh, sorry, that's just that's the die line. I apologize. Never mind. We're good. So with this, what I'd like you to do is hit white arrow, select on the big button. I want you to hit the P key, pen tool. Then what I'd like you to do is go in. I want you to add a node right here, okay? And I want you to add a node right here, okay? Command is our white arrow. I want you to grab this and move that up in here. See that? And you'll notice I accidentally had another node that was there, which is fine. Let's get rid of that. So I'm gonna use my pen tool, hover over top, and get rid of it. You may not have those nodes. Mine did it because as I was using my Shift M, like my shape builder, it did kind of build it in there. So mine had a node, you may not have one there. And you'll notice what I'm doing is I'm just making sure that this does not print on my package. This is wrong. This is good. All I'm doing is I'm hiding it in between my hands, right? Does that make sense to everyone? So just make sure that you do hide it really well. That is there. Notice I'm not altering the button in any way because I've added a node and added a node, okay? And so that is now hidden underneath my hand, which is amazing. Try that here over on this side. I'm gonna do the same thing. Select on the main button. I'm gonna add a node right about maybe here. And I'm gonna add a node right about there, okay? Command, white arrow, click, and move that in. Amazing. Now, again, you may need to tweak this a little bit. See how it's kind of like, oopsie, right? So you can move it in as far as you need to. I'll bend that until it gets kind of like to there, okay? And that looks good. Just make sure that you can't see any of this portion, right? That's what we're doing. We're kind of masking or hiding it off, just hiding it. Awesome, this looks good. Now remember, we're not gonna print the die layer. So some of us are like, oh God, what happened? And that's just because we have that going on, right? So the die layer will not print, as we know, because we set that to no print right here, okay? So that can be hidden. We're golden, okay? That looks really good. Let me come back to it. Die is on, sure, template info is on. So we have something like this now, okay? Now what we wanna do, same deal with these little guys, okay? I'm not going to do that with these because we just did it with the large one. These ones, in all fairness, are the same process. I'll do it really quick. I'm going to center and center. Grab these, center and center. Okay. Now that those are centered, I'm going to go here, go into isolation mode, double click with my black arrow, delete, delete. Get out of isolation mode by double clicking on the artboard. If you're like, dude, slow down. I just want to move on so that we can get going because I did this once already and we're going to run out of time. I just know it. So what I need to do here is I need to get rid of the red and the black. So again, I'm going to double click, isolation mode, delete, delete. And now you can utilize double click out of isolation mode. Now you can do the exact same process with these. Okay, hit D, check it out. Now I've got two buttons sized up, ready to rock and roll. Command G, Command G. So I just group them one more time. And then you can place those utilizing that die. And that was really quick, but you guys can pause or, you know, do what you wish to get that to where you want it to be. Okay, so I'm just going to place that like so. Remember, these are just previews where they are going to be. And that looks good. All right. So now we need to make a barcode. That is part of the instructions. Well, this is all part of the instructions, but some things more important than others. Yeah. The barcode is really important. Did I mention how important that was? So are we ready to rock? How are we making out? Let's save that. Holy heck. Okay. We may, of course, even do, we should probably do a command shift instead of putting this in supporting. We should put this into our working and save that as an AI in our working folder. That's where it should be. Okay. I do not need the working file, of course, for submission. I'm going to need this one. Okay. Your final one. Oh, sorry, working. You guys get the idea. Oh my goodness, I talk too much. I guess that's the deal. So, barcode. Let's have a look. We're going to use, let me do a command U. That was my smart guides. Turn your smart guides off. Okay. Right here, smart guides, command U. Now, barcode, yeah? You guys need a barcode. Where is your barcode going to be? How big is your barcode going to be? You have creative freedom of some kind, okay? Do you want your barcode to be there? I don't know. Do you want your barcode maybe to be at the top, up in here? Nah, or here. You have creative freedom. I know, creative freedom with a barcode. Thanks, Mitch. So what I'm gonna do in my case, you can or you don't need to follow me, but I'm gonna maybe bring my creative type down a bit. I'm gonna create up here to my right, and I'm gonna create a barcode right here, okay? I'm gonna maintain to that 1/4 of an inch, okay? I'm just gonna create a rectangle, something like so, all right? You guys can do the same right now if you want. This is going to be a mandatory piece though, and I need this in, okay? Right now I just have it as a blue box. What I want you to do though is move that blue box and bring it back down here. And we're gonna just create a quick, hit the D key. Let's get back to default. So select, hit D. There we go. That looks good. Okay. We got a box. Yes. I want to show you something kind of neat. You ready? Rectangle tool or M. If you hit the M key, rectangle. Make a rectangle. Okay. Good. We're going to make a barcode together. You guys are like, oh, sweet. I know, right? So we're going to go and let's do this. Shift X. We'll swap our colors. I want you to hit the X key. That'll bring my stroke front. Hit the question mark. Awesome. So without even utilizing our panel, we were able to make a default to black and or white and black, then change it from black to white. Then, yeah, you guys got it. Okay, so what I'd like you to do, let's do this. Grab this rectangle. This will be the first bar in our barcode, yeah? And I'll just do it down here for now, okay? I want you to command black arrow, yes? We've done this now enough. Command, option, duplicate. Remember that way back I think we do that every class now, maybe not. Command, option, click, and drag. Now as I drag, we know it will create a copy for me. You can hold shift down at this time. You'll notice if I don't hold shift down right away, it's no big deal, as we know. Now hold shift though, it'll then drag and constrain it. Let go. Command D D D D D D D D D D D D D D D. Okay, there's my barcode. This is not an effective barcode, is it? It's kind of neat though. Maybe there's a barcode that looks like that somewhere. It's kind of cool. I like it. It's kind of designed. Like, who's gonna do that for barcode? I'm gonna do that. No, we're not. I want to show you a neat trick here. This works not only with this instance, transform at the top. I want you to show you this. It's kind of cool. You can utilize this not only for a barcode, but you can also do this for other things, and I'll show you in a second how it can be utilized. But for now, go to transform each. See that? So try this with me. Select on those. Did we all get that command D, 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 okay? If not, you can even just grab command option, just keep dragging copies over if you want. Check this out. By doing transform each, you guys are probably at 100 and, 100 and 100, right? And 0. So everyone looks probably something like that right now. I'm not 100% sure on what your defaults are here, but what I'd like you to do is click on randomize or random, okay? Now, notice you can change your angle, which is kind of neat. Check it out, how random. So this is allowing me to take all my strokes. How much fun is this? I knew you could have so much fun with a barcode. And we have an instant crazy, right, background. Cool, eh? Try that again. Command Z, undo. Transform each. I want this to be at 0, not craziness, okay? But notice you can do that and have some fun just by utilizing the rotation function. Now, what I need to do though, is I want to scale them so that they are individually different in size. With the randomize, this is kind of cool because check it out. If we leave it on, what's going to happen is it's going to make it proportionate in scale. See that? So scale up and down in my horizontal. If I do vertical, it's going to scale them vertically, 100%. I'm going to keep that, of course, at 100 for now, for my vertical. But my horizontal, if you randomize it, cool. What you're going to notice is if I go there to horizontal and I crank it to 0, now move. Notice I can also move it around a bit. And notice how that will take those lines and randomly move them. And you guys are seeing how this is kind of neat for doing a barcode, because now I have instant barcode. This one may need a bit of work. And what I may suggest at this time is you may want to grab it, command option click, and do another one. See that? So now all I've done is I've done a duplicate of that same barcode, let go, and you can even go back and try that again. transform each, and then do another quick transform on it. And that way, you know, you're not going to get just like Photoshop where you duplicate the clone stamp. You're not going to get the exact same lines. They're going to be different in size. And you can slightly move them if you want, different in position. Isn't that cool? You'll notice you have scale corners, transform objects and patterns and effects. So if you are doing this with something different that you may want to have that on, you can turn them on. Mine by default is. I'm not sure what yours is. But there we go, everyone. We've got an instant barcode. And now, of course, what we can do is we can go in, move lines around where we may have a fill that we want to fill it in. If you have a gap that's way too big, right? If you're like, okay, there's no barcode that's going to have something like that, right? You may be like, ugh, why did that do that? Well, I'm hoping it didn't because we had enough lines to fill in. But check out what we have, in essence, have. Way too much going on here, don't we? So what I'd like you to now do, Command, select on the barcode. Yes, good. And then I want you to use your Pathfinder and unite. What that's going to do is just get rid of any non-essential lines that may be overlapping, right? So we have tons of lines in here, but let's get rid of the ones that are useless to us. And that'll just get rid of any of those added ones. So I'm going to unite. Amazing. And check out how beautifully that did that. So now what it did is it took all of those lines, it created gaps where gaps were necessary, and it made solid objects of the ones that are still there. You'll notice maybe some are like barely touching. Hey, but the scanner needs that, right? Anyway, just saying. Does that help everyone? Did we get to a barcode that we can use? What I want to do, now that that's like it is, everyone, what we can do is let's do this. Select on the barcode, select on that rectangle that we created. So select on both. Let's center and center. Whoops, there we go. Okay, so we centered and centered. This is not optimal, is it? So let's see if we can't practice using our Command Option key together. You ready? So what I'd like to do is click off everything, hold Command, select on that barcode. It should be grouped because we use Pathfinder to unite it, okay? Command, Option. I'd like you to just size this. Notice I'm using Option, so that will allow me to just size it back and forth. And let's go there and just fit it to the box. I still have Command and Option held down. Go to the corners and the verticals here. Click and drag in. Amazing. And notice how that will allow you to do a real quick, if you want to do a long, narrow barcode is fine, I guess. I'm going to make it your standard barcode. There is a standard size for the barcodes. I'm not going to get into that now. We'll get there in packaging and so on. But let's just go here and I'll just kind of like split the difference and do something like that. Okay. And you guys, again, keep it centered. Something like that looks good. Okay. Awesome. We're almost there, everyone. One step, what we need to do here is go in and let's create another rectangle. So M, hit the M key. There we go. I'm gonna hit the D key. That should get us back to default. I'm gonna get rid of my stroke. You can hit the question mark if you wanna try that. There we go. Hey, now we're getting there, right? Now we're getting a barcode. If you happen to overlap a little bit on some of your, whatever, it's all good. Just make a little cutaway as a barcode typically has, right? And then we usually have a number in here, don't we? I don't need a number, but what I do need is your name, okay? So what I'd like everyone to do now, create a box, put the box over top. If you're so inclined, you can go in and do you can go in and you can, actually I can do a Shift M, can I? And then I can even Option and get rid of all this. Instant cutaway. And that way, notice what I did there was I actually cut that box out. Yeah, cool. That of course would be more of a final step when you know that you're happy. Not that the barcode is going to change. You will be supplied a barcode by your customer because they will need to do that. That's their job, not yours. Okay? But we're creating a fake one. And put your name, please. I'm going to go here. And if you want to put your name would be awesome. Okay. You may want to do all caps. That's kind of bothering me because the P is dropping down. You know you can get to all caps really quick, right? In character. All caps. Nice. And that way it'll just change it all caps. And maybe I'll just line that up with, right, my barcode line. That all matters. Make sure you look at the line that's there and see that you don't line it up, the invisible line that's there. You can, of course, even draw a guide if you want and do that. And we'll just kind of center it. Looks pretty good to me. Okay. Actually doesn't look all that bad centered this way. Okay, cool. One other thing, sorry. So I'm going to duplicate that. Okay. I need you guys to give me a price. How much are you paying for this? So go ahead and do that. Dollar. They're collectibles, so. $1 million. Okay, maybe $1.50. Oh no, let's not sell ourselves short. You guys pick a value. What do you value? What are your buttons worth to you? What are your buttons worth to Sally? What would Nana pay for your buttons? I know she'd pay $1 million, but let's go and maybe make this a little bit more realistic. Okay, $5.98. You may want to do this. C would be great. You may also want to do this. Good. All right. Should you, this again, I'm getting most of this here hopefully done up for you that we can utilize it. And you may want to just put that in place now. You can play around, sorry, yeah? Are we good? This is mandatory, right? Get a price on there. Did I spell applicable wrong? Probably. Applicable. How do you spell applicable? Command I.
Isn't that supposed to be an A instead of an I? Like after the C.
Abel, you are correct, sir. I knew it was spelled wrong. Hey, Command I, everyone. Look at that. And it found it for me, didn't it? The only problem is it's telling me that it's all caps as well. Thanks, Justin. There we go. Applicable taxes. So if you want to do something like this, please, though, don't use Starburst. Ugh. Okay? Oh, my goodness. Don't, like, do that on your package. This is 1980 packaging, okay? We're not going to do that. $5.99. Find a cool way that you can announce. If you're going to use, say, a star, okay, but don't use your standard star. Do, like, something like this, okay? This is a little bit more modern and something that maybe you'd call out, right? If you want to do that. And then again, don't make it bright red, right? Oh my goodness. It's too overdone. I know you want to, maybe you want to call it out, but at the end of the day, and it's all your, if that's what you want to work on to your design, right? $5.95. Okay. That's something you can do. You can build that into your design if you so choose. Again, see if you can't find a font that, of course, will match your overall. I am not going to do that because I want to utilize my package for the actual package design. At the end of the day, you may even, sorry, dare I say, you might be like, dude, I'm running out of time and I don't know what the heck to put here. And I'm just tired and I want to be done with it. That, and not to say that that's, that I'm going to look at that and go, oh, Sally got tired and she just put in a starburst with the pricing on it. But, it's all good. You can do that if you want. And just make sure it balances and it works and, it matches the colorway. So in this case, maybe instead of that, I would go with a brown, right? That makes a lot more sense than that bright red because I don't want it to be Christmas themed, right? Anyway, you get the idea. So you can have fun with that, right? The actual pricing on it. I made it super small. I want people to have, not that I want them to look for it, but it's going to be up here when it's like hanging on shelf. It's going to be $5.99, right? On hopefully the dollar store or wherever it's hanging. Oh, I mean, not the dollar store. What are you talking about? We're above dollar store. So that being said, what do we got next? Website. Cool. That's one you're going to need, right? So monstergourds.com. We have a call to action. Have you heard of that before? Call to actions? You're going to get into call to actions next semester, maybe. And maybe you're doing it already. I'm not sure if you've done call to action, but call to action is basically, what do you want your customer to do? Yeah. And in this case, you don't need a call to action per se. I think maybe it does say that you need to put on 3-pack of collectible buttons, but a call to action is great because that basically says, right, visit us. Awesome, right? So visit us to see the rest of the Gourds family. And I may make that a little smaller, right? Maybe that's too small. I may center that now, right? Something like that. And then maybe I'll shorten that up. Visit us.
Quick question, Mitch.
Yeah.
Do you want us to create a new layer for all the type?
Yes, that'd be great. Sorry. And I thought about that. You got a good call out there. Barcode, what I would say is we're on the hands layer right now. Probably be good to create like an overall design layer. And I might recommend you put it, let's put maybe the barcode and design could be like right there would be good. Barcode and design. Honestly, this is more for you guys, right? To get organized for sure, but whatever you guys want to do for your design is up to you. But what I will do is maybe we will put, of course, all of this stuff on that layer. So I'm going to grab the barcode. I'm going to grab the copy that's here, and I'm going to throw that. I happen to be on the hands and reg. Wherever you guys may be, you may want to just move that down, and we'll put that on barcode and design. And that way we can have a nice layer for all of our design elements. Good call. Thank you, Carrie. And then maybe I'll just, right? Cool, right? This is this is important type, right? We should make it somewhat visible and fairly large, right? So put it somewhere, I don't know, it's up to you. You guys have somewhat creative freedom. Maybe you bump this down and you want to put your CTA up there, call to action, right? Maybe you put that up there. As long as the website's on it, everyone, you don't need a call to action, but it's good that you have it, right? That it kind of states. Mine actually works really well just with the website, so I might do that, but it's nice to get them to visit you because just like Nana, right? They want to see you. And now let's save this. Shit, man, I think we're there. You've got your name on it. You got the barcode on it. You've got a fictional website on it, okay? We've got our buttons placed, right? Buttons are there. We got our die line hidden, or not hidden, it's showing now, but it's actually non-printing, which is great. Oh my goodness. And that's it. I'm gonna call my girls up so we can do the Battle Dome. Yeah. We have got 4 minutes left, everyone. Command S and save it. We're gonna finish off with our Battle Dome for a very end here. because why not? I'm going to get rid of my overall stroke on that. And then I kind of like this. Maybe I'll just play around with it. Check out the font size. I'm at 5-point type here for my, that's super tiny. That's a little ridiculous. 6-point is where you want to be in general terms for like legal and that sort of thing. So you may want to have a look at that. Just make sure you have it so when it res print, it's not ridiculously small. 6-point is small enough that it's readable and good, okay? So that looks happy. All right? So we're gonna save that. You're gonna submit it once you're all done. Have fun. We're gonna go in, create some wicked stars and, right, design up your package. See if you can't work in some of these hands somehow, right? Whether you wanna do them as mentioned. In my case, maybe I'll do them as leaves. That would be awesome. A leaf, and a leaf, and a leaf. Make them kind of coming in, make it a jungle out there. You guys get the idea. Are there any questions about that? I know I talk a lot, I'm sorry. But I hope that gets us to the end. You guys can then hopefully fill in the rest of this with some fun design work. And are we ready to go on to our Battle Dome? Hi, Macy. Hi, Autumn.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good.
Are you ready to do the finale of the Battle Dome?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my goodness. All right. Everyone grab a coffee and we're going to go in and let's have a look. I'm going to open up the Battle Dome here and we can begin. So where is the Battle Dome? I think I saved it in the desktop. Okay. Oh, I think it's in here. Battle Dome. There we go. Is this it? Yes, this is it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to the final. We have whittled it down from our overall Angry Birds. As mentioned, and Autumn and Macy aren't aware, but we've got 2 late submissions that I accidentally missed, and I do apologize to those of you who may be a little later submitting, but I did get you in here. So we're going to have a show off and see who will reign supreme in the Battle Dome arena of the Angry Birds. Ladies, are we ready?
Yes. Yeah.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to go get Mom? Because I don't want a third partisan decision on these Angry Birds.
Okay.
Go get Mom. Guys, I don't want to decide who. I'm not going to be the third vote because I feel like I want to be neutral. So I'm gonna get my wife involved because she can do the voting as well. If there's any ideas to who will reign supreme. All right, ladies, we're ready to rock. All right, this is a family affair. Sorry, everyone, taking our time. You guys should be eating your lunch. Okay, girls, we have Superman, or we have Redbird.
Redbird.
Redbird for Macy. What do you like, Autumn?
Superman.
Oh, Mom is the deciding.
No, they're both so cute.
Is it going to be Superman or is it going to be Redbird?
Superman.
Oh, Superman is moving on into the next round.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, everyone. Now we are on to the semifinals. This is a big one. Ready, everybody? Let's have a look.
Queenie versus Superman.
Let's go ahead. We're still there. Why not? We've got Queenie versus Superman. Who's going to rule supreme?
Queenie.
Oh, Queenie takes it. Queenie's moving on. All right, everybody. It's a nail biter. We've got Queenie versus. Oh, let me leave that. There we go. Queenie has moved on. And yes, there we go. She is into the final. Oh, my goodness. Are we ready? We've got a few left to do here, everybody. We've got Flash Gordon Bird against Pink Baby Bird.
Autumn, you pick her.
Who do you want, baby?
Flash.
You're picking Flash.
Baby bird.
Oh no, they're both so good.
Oh, it's a
Oh.
tie.
Baby bird.
Come on, Jamie. What are we going with?
Oh, man.
Macy went against the grain. You love Flash Gordon.
Yeah.
I don't know. That diaper's too cute. I'm going baby.
Oh, baby birds, moving on to the next round.
Diaper suit.
All right, so we've got diaper baby, and we've got. All right, here, let me get rid of. Oh, what are you doing, Mitch? There we go. All right, we've got Zorro bird against Peace and Harmony Woodstock bird. Girls,
Wow. You're good.
we're down to the finals. Okay, these girls, everyone, sorry, everyone, they want to go for lunch, so we gotta go.
I love him.
No.
Oh, it's up to Mo.
Oh my gosh. Why do you do this?
Jamie.
Oh, Zorro bird.
Oh, Zorro's moving on. All right. Okay. Zorro's next into the semis. All right, everyone. We've got
I feel like Autumn's trying to make mommy.
Maui and Shellbird.
These are two of one of my favorites.
Yes, they're all tough, aren't they?
Mhm.
Yeah, they're all tough. Egg on his head. Egg on his
Oh, Maui. Good job. Okay. Didn't need a tiebreaker on that one. All right. We've got Gary and we've got R.
Gary!
Gary, what do you think, Autumn? It is tough. You're right.
Gary!
Wow.
We just watched Angry Birds last night.
Which one looks
Come on,
more
Autumn.
like
They wanna have
Autumn,
lunch.
which one looks more like it would probably be in the movie? I didn't say it is in the movie. No.
No.
If
Okay.
it was in the movie, which one?
Okay, come on, Autumn. Let's go.
I don't want mommy to decide, but I love the pirate.
Okay,
Okay,
good.
that's
That's
okay,
good.
yeah,
I want you to
let's
pick
be
your
honest.
favorite. Go ahead, Jamie. Is it Pirate or Gary?
Ugh. We've been naming everything Gary that's weird around here. I'm going Gary.
Gary's moving on. All right. This is going to
There's
be
nobody named Gary in your class.
a crazy final. There's no Garys in the class. No. All right. We are almost there. This is going to be a barn burner, folks.
Oh.
We've got Baby Bird versus Gary. It's coming down to these guys.
I know.
Who?
Baby.
Baby?
Baby.
Oh, and Baby squeaks out Gary. All right. So we've got in the finals, we've picked our first. We have Baby Bird. Let's go here. Zorro or Egghead?
Oh. Eggy.
Okay. What's your favorite? Just pick the one that you love, Autumn.
The one that you like.
Do you love Zorro or do you like Egghead?
I don't know. Tough one.
Mhm.
Let me, how about you go now?
You go.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I go.
You go on.
That one.
Which would you pick, Jamie?
I think I'd pick Zorro.
Autumn
The
turn.
mustache. It's the mustache.
And Bluebird moving on.
Wow.
Autumn pick Bluebird. Do-do-do-do-do-do. There we go. We've got Baby Bird.
The two.
We've
those
got.
look like babies. both
We've
of
got.
them.
Oh my goodness.
It's an odd number.
Yeah, I know. That's okay. We're going to the Battle Dome next.
Hmm.
Everybody, are we ready for the absolute final battle? We have
Oh my.
Egghead. We have Baby Bird. We have Princess Bird.
No, it's Queenie.
Queenie, sorry. Yes,
I
Queenie.
named her Queenie.
Everybody, our last pick. I've got a prize pack for the winner. Girls, is it Egghead, Baby, or Queenie?
Wow.
Really?
I'm kidding.
Okay, I'm not going to say who wins. I didn't say who it is. Don't say who you want. Just point at it, Autumn.
You have to point at.
Point at the one that you love.
Let's say Baby, Queenie, or Egghead.
And then we'll let mommy vote. And then if it's a three-way tie, then I'll have to break it. Come on, let's go. They want to have lunch.
Queenie.
No, why?
Don't just point at it.
Egghead,
Just
Queenie,
point at
or baby?
Just point at it.
Okay. Ah.
If you do baby, then I'm gonna have to decide. You're leaving everyone in suspense. Yeah, right.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
All right, it's a three-way tie. Are you kidding me? So my beautiful wife and daughters decided to put it all on me. So now I've got to whittle it down between these three. The overall winner. Oh my goodness, are you serious?
These are one of the most.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Egghead.
Yay!
The overall victor is Egghead. Good job, Mike. I know that's Mike. So, everybody, that is officially the end of our class as of 8 minutes to date. Mike, I'll have a prize back for you. You get a mug and an organizer and a USB drive wristband and some other things. So, congratulations, pal. That was a tough one. I really thought Baby was gonna edge everyone out on that. Oh, you want to show them? Okay, yeah, that's one of them. I think so. Oh no, don't show them that. That's not part of the prize pack. But thank you.
I feel like I've seen that wristband around.
Yeah. Okay, so let's stop share. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much. That was super, super fun.
Those are two pages.
Carrie Lynn, all the best. You want to say bye, Macy?
Bye.
Bye, Brianna. Bye, Catherine. Bye, Carrie. Bye, Brenson. Bye,
Take
Sierra.
care.
Bye. Marshall,
Bye.
congrats. Kim, see ya. Esma, see ya. Preska. Bye,
Mike.
Ken.
Good night.
Have a good one. Kayla, thanks for joining, guys. Michael, yes, Mike won. Yeah. Good job, Mike. Got a prize pack for you, pal. Gonna miss you all. I'll see you in January.
Bye.
Right.
Bye.
Okay, thank you, Autumn. That's nice. Don't, please. Stop. Okay, yeah, that's how we do with kids.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Okay,
Owie.
okay, back off.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Have a good one. I said it again. Bye.